This will be the first tool that we will use for grooming. You will start undercoating with the top of the head, go all the way down the back, all the way down the sides, all along the sides with that tool. This will rake out both undercoat and any longer guard coat that needs to come out. This is after the first undercoater. A lot less hair. I would show you how much hair came off, but it already went in the trash. This is the second undercoater that we will be using all over her body, the same as we did the first. Everywhere there is guard coat, top of the head on out. Thank you. This is what comes out with this undercoater. A lot more of the fuzzy stuff comes out with this undercoater and a small amount of the guard coat. This is most of the hair from the second tool. This is the coat after the second tool. A lot less hair. Are we recording?
Yeah.
The next step is to do the stripping. I will usually start on the sides with a corner of the neck and shoulder area. Stop choking yourself, child. Stop. Okay. Okay. The best way to do this is to push the hair up, grab it with your thumb and your finger, and pull. Push the hair up again, grab and pull. You're only pulling the long hairs. If you get proficient like me, you can do a lot at one time. Hold those legs. Don't worry about the head, hold the legs, please. I'll get the head. And you can see where I've got a spot that's already been pulled down pretty much, so that there's not as much long hair anymore. Can you pause that?
Yeah.
You're going to go all the way down to where this elbow joint is in the stripping. So you've got to strip, and you've got to strip all the way along this front. So all this hair that I pushed up has to go. Stop. This puppy is not as used to this as some of my other dogs, which is why she's fussing as much as she is. In place of my hand, in place of my index finger, you could use a stone and then put your thumb against the hair against the stone. I don't use a stripping stone because I want to be able to feel what I'm pulling. And I want some of it to be able to slide through my hands because I have a very strong grip. Now see, that is how it should look. Can you turn off? You want to come all the way down here so that they see how... Well, hang on, are you recording? Alright, don't go so close to it either. When you're grooming the dog, you want to go all the way along the back, all the way along the sides. You want to come all the way down to here. I'm going to direct you, even though I haven't done it yet, you're going to come further down than what I came so far. Hold her tight. Can you hold it? There. Because you don't, she's not a miniature schnauzer. She doesn't need to have all this extra skirt. Some handlers like them to have extra skirt, but she doesn't need the extra skirt. So you don't need to leave... You don't need to leave a lot of extra skirt. Even on the boy. You don't need to leave a lot of extra skirt on the boys. You're just pulling a small amount Now on a dog that you're working on a rotated coat, you don't have to pull quite as much hair either. But unfortunately this puppy hasn't been worked yet, so I've got to pull out all the stuff that's sticking up today so that I have something to work with. In 2 weeks I'll pull out the rest. But I'm getting rid of all the fuzzy stuff because she's still got puppy coat here. Alright, you can pause it. We're going to go... Okay. We're going to go right along. You can see where the line goes, where her body is. So we're going to go right along that line and leave just a little bit of long hair for her furnishings, and that's it. We're going to pull all this stuff here. You'll see it when she's standing when she's done. Alright, the back leg here, you see I left furnishings so that there's some furnishings back here. I left about an inch to an inch and a half of hair where I'm not pulling, because this is going to become the furnishings on this back leg. So this all the way along is going to become the furnishings on this back leg. And it will grow out and it will become the furnishings the whole way along this back leg. And then the rest of this is all been stripped out. Now I left some of it so that I have something to pull for next week, but other than that, this whole side of this dog is done. Watch that. I don't want to show that. The whole side of this dog is done. So, all ready to go. Now I got to work on the other side. It'll look the exact same as this. Okay, the separation between the eyebrows should go from, you pull the eyebrows forward to figure out where your separation should go. So you pull them forward, and then you basically have to start in the middle, pull the hair out, let go of the head. I can do this better. Stop. Pull the hair out so that you're making an indentation in there, right in the middle. You have to keep combing it out so you can figure out where your hole should be, which is in the middle of the puppy's head. And then you have to keep stripping it out and then comb it out again in order to figure out where your hole is and what you need to pull. Stay. But as you see, I'm beginning to get an indentation in here where it needs to be, which is in between the eyebrows. So I am separating those eyebrows out like they need to be and pulling out that which doesn't need to be there. Stop. There comes a point where you can pull too much and you end up with no hair left in the middle, which is not a good thing either. But if you're coming to that point, your best bet is to do a little bit of trimming. Pause that. Once you think you've gotten everything out that needs to be pulled, stop. Then you can take the scissors and go in between and trim anything else that needs trimmed. Lots of combing is needed for this. Stop. Stop. Back. Nah. Don't choke yourself then. Stay. Because of the hair under the eye, you've got to cut some of that. You've got to trim some of this hair. Stop. Under the eye. Some of it belongs down for the beard, because it hasn't grown enough. Some of it has to be cut, and then again you have to trim the whole eyebrow too. Stop. Stop. You will have to train that eyebrow to grow as well. So the first thing you're going to do is pull the eyebrow back. Stop. I need your finger right here. On this. Okay. So that you can trim the few hairs that are sticking right in front of the eye. Stop. There we go. Once you've combed it down, then you will see that there's not a lot of hair right in front of the eye now. There's a few hairs, but because she's a puppy, you can train those to grow down. There's a few hairs that are growing right in front of the eye here that you can trim. Sorry. That way you can see the eye better. Now we're going to trim the actual eyebrow. Stop. You're going to tip the head down, find the longest. We're going to tip the head down, find the longest pointy stuff, and we're going to trim it back from there at an angle that will match eventually what we clip her, which I will clip her when I'm done stripping, which I'm not done stripping yet, but I wanted to strip those eyebrows out first. Turn off. Once you've defined the center of the eyebrow in between the eyebrows, you have to define what's actually going to be eyebrow and what's not going to be eyebrow. So you're looking for the occiput, the bones right above the eyes. I can't remember what they're called at the moment, but you're looking for those because you're going to strip from there back. So pull up the hair and strip off the soft stuff or the long stuff, depending on how hard the coat is up here. So, don't fuss. No. Stop. Stop. Your head's too small, puppy. I can barely get a hold of you. And as you can see, then we are getting some of the hair off the top of the head, which is a good thing. This is mustache wax. Mustache wax works really well for puppy eyebrows. Put it on your fingers. Rub it on your fingers. Take it on the eyebrow. Smooth the hair on the beard down. Put it on the eyebrow. And it plasters it where you want it to be. Stay. Stay. Compared to the other eyebrow, which is all wild and crazy, this eyebrow looks pretty good. Turn off. So this is a stripped coat. After it's been undercoated and stripped, this is not perfect. This is a puppy. And this coat, this is the first time. Just to give you a suggestion of what you should be working on. Now from this point on, I will pull 10% of the hair every 2 weeks. This is an Andis clippers. I use a 10 blade and a 40 blade. The 10 blade I use for the neck, stomach, and butt. The 40 blade I use for the ears. I'm not going to show you me clippering, only because this is a puppy who's only been clippered once before and is going to act like a crazy child. So I will explain where I clippered to and what direction I clippered when we're done. Okay, we did the butt. We went up and down the back of the tail, and we cut off all the hair at the point of the tail. We went up and down the back of the tail in a curved motion. In a curved motion going around here in a downward motion. We went up, coming up here, around through here, and up this side as well. But we went down on here and down on here. We went up and down that upper tail. Then we did the belly. We did a line coming all the way up the belly, from the bottom to the front, just down the middle. Here we did from the corner of the eye to the corner of the ear. We started here, going downward, clippered this, then we come over here to the back of the ear and come around here. This is all with the 10 blade still, coming back and around in a curved motion all the way around to the front. We felt for this breastbone down here, and we clippered upward under the chin, under the chin to here. We did the exact same thing on the other side, and then we stopped and switched blades, and we did the ears with a 40 blade, going around the curve here, which this looks kind of choppy because the puppy wouldn't hold still. And then I did down this ear with the blade, went down the ear. On this side I come up the ear, I come up the ear here, but this side I go down the ear to get this as smooth as possible. On the outside edge I go down this edge, and I go down this outer edge, so that I get off all the extra hair.